everyone?
It would appear that a Pantheon have collected themselves.
Oh yeah, that is right. That is the name, Pantheon.
The Pantheon.
The Pantheon.
There you go.
How has everybody been a part of the Pantheon since the last time we talked? Chill. How have you been?
Everything's been smooth, getting a little bit slimmer and a little bit bulkier, you know?
All right.
I see him.
Do your thing.
I see you. Are you 5 days a week? 7 days a week?
7 days.
7?
No,
Likewise.
not every day is like the most, productive.
Intense. I get that.
But I go.
Yeah, no, my it's 7 days for me too.
And I listen to Not Like Us every time too. And other people reacting to Not Like Us. It's fun.
I, on my bike ride this morning, listened to Not Like Us, I want to say probably 5 times. Like so I'm riding my bike at 5 a.m., bro. So it's like the sun is still saying hello. So if I'm coming up and I'm riding down right out of the neighborhood, whop, whop, whop on my bike, loud as fuck.
I know. I always listen to it on Black Day.
Yeah, imagine a black man on the damn bike speeding down the street. Whop, 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 whop.
I can see it.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
Dive into the bush. Oh my God, he's threatening me.
Right.
Making gun sounds.
Shit is funny. Yeah. All right. Corey, how have you been since last time we saw you?
Pretty good. Same old, same old. So, living that life. And life is a living.
All right. I feel it. Marcus,
as Glorilla would say, at the end of the day, they gonna end.
The day gonna end. The day gonna end.
You said Glorilla? Did you see her? Wasn't she the one?
CNN of all places.
I saw her interview with Bobby Altoff, where Bobby told her, "You're a musician," and she said, "No, I make music." And Bobby said,
"No, that wasn't Glow.
That's not Glow. No, that's not Glow. That's not Glow. What's her name? What's her name? The real. No, not Sexy Red.
It's about to fuck me up if I don't say her name.
Lotto.
She had another interview with Funny Marco.
Lower tier.
I forget her name.
It has something to do with sex. It's a sex name.
She's the bigger chick.
Sukihana.
Yeah. Okay.
That's who that was. What's a musician? What's that?
Yeah.
What's that? I don't like saying stuff I don't understand.
Yes.
Bro, my jaw hit the floor. I said, no. I said, this has to be scripted. No, there's no way. I was like, there's no way she is literally saying, I'm not don't call me that.
No, keep for real.
I thought it was a skit.
You thought it was scripted? I took it as real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seemed like her natural self to me.
I don't know enough about her. The only thing I heard about her was she met with Dr. Umar like a year ago, and he kept on telling his live chat to mind your own businesses.
She did meet with Umar. She was supposed to be changing her ways.
Did she?
That's funny.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
I like what you guys said about Dr. Umar earlier. You guys were talking about turkey drives and sort of like the eventful do-goody kind of like charitable works that athletes and celebrities will do. Lil Yachty was thinking about doing something, and Dr. Umar was talking about like how if everyone just brought their money together, you could have something more long-lasting and impactful, as opposed to you did something you gave a PlayStation away or shoes or back to school.
Yeah, that is the status of charitable nations of the donor class. That is the most in style way to donate, and it has the fastest turnaround in terms of getting you your money back too. So while that's still the most attractive way, I think that's what most people will gravitate to. But I definitely saw the value in saying, so somebody go open up another school or a grocery store and all these food deserts we got around here. You know what I mean? A discount clothing store, something for ordinary people, not just like seafood restaurants and hookah lounges and steakhouses and turkey giveaways and shit like that.
If you're gonna do things, make them the best possible. Maximize the money that you're gonna spend. Now, I don't think I'm in any position to criticize that strongly, but I can see the value. Maybe one day the Pantheon podcast that you guys are all.
If you patronize them, you absolutely have a right to criticize. 100%.
All right.
You ever spent $1 on them, you have the right to criticize.
True.
One day, me and you will put our heads together for some sort of charitable, long-lasting, meaningful, impactful type of thing. We should put a deadline on that. We must. When we think we can raise, when we believe that our audience and our with one fundraiser can raise, let's just say, $1,000. When we have that kind of power, that's when we'll go and we'll give it a try, and then we'll purchase something like even putting up a basketball net somewhere where there's not, just to keep people away from trouble. I would consider that something also like a eventful or a meaningful charity.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then I can bust Darius' ass in ball. You're muted.
You can bust me in my ass in what, basketball?
We're about the same height. How tall are you?
No, sir. I'm 6'2", and I will do you on the basketball court.
You have a sky hook.
69 God. Freaky ass nigga, 69 God. Said he'll do you on the basketball court.
I'm gonna pop out and show
I'm coming.
Certified boogeyman. Like
no Diddy. I am long as fuck, so I will be out there. I will be out there.
Hey, it's not enough Diddy for that one. It ain't enough Diddy for that one.
Oh, no.
Finessing.
What do I say to that? Good.
Nothing.
There's really nothing you can say.
It'll be euphoria when he wins.
What do we want to jump into first? We want to jump into Amandla first.
Oh,
the rap.
Okay.
Chill, if you can pull that up. Are we listening to the rap? I like I said, I listened to some of it this morning when she posted it. It was a little cringy.
You mean she sounded like a childhood actor who just started rapping? Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
out of nowhere. Yeah. Like, when did you start rapping, girl? Where does this come from?
Right.
But why did they I get why she did this, but I wouldn't have done this. This is not the way I would have reacted to. But man, and this is not a Star Wars conversation, but this is, I don't really know what they expected. What did they expect from I'm not saying, now the bigotry, obviously one thing, but I don't know what Lucasfilm expects. This happened in Obi-Wan. This happened during Andor, somewhat during Andor. You had people that really loved Andor, then, blah, blah, blah. But this is not new. This, even somewhat happened during Ahsoka. There were people that didn't like Ahsoka, that were saying negative things about Ahsoka. This is not a black or white issue. But now there are people making it a black or white issue, but it's not a black or white issue in my opinion. This is a Lucasfilm problem. This is a problem of, you guys aren't reading the room. Like, I mean, I don't know. And I'm the clown. I said I wasn't watching Acolyte, and I watched episode 4 and left just as upset. So,
So I didn't watch episode 4, but let me just talk about what she's redressing. Racist, hateful comments. And this is not about, I'm mad you guys subjectively don't like my show. What she's talking about is the people who write stuff in her up here. It says, Happy Juneteenth. And to those who are flooding me with intolerable racism, since it took me 72 hours on my laptop to make the song and video, you got 72 hours to respond, and I expect choreo. So,
oh yeah, no, I get that. I know who she's. It's kind of like the whole what's her name, Moses Ingram issue.
Well, Moses Ingram didn't do this.
No. She did not do this.
She did not do this.
She definitely did not. She definitely did not do this. This was, like I said, cool. I don't know if that would have been the way I would have combated bigotry.
The one standout to me was her breaking down woke. I loved it. I loved her
like
trying
that.
to reclaim woke. Let's all do that collectively. Let's all
right.
take time out of our week to smack down racist people saying woke. But the rest of it was a little cringy. It just, I don't usually see her wear her hair like this. Now we going, Angela Davis, Sister Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Right. It just feels like we getting in the character a little bit for the moment, But I kind of understand where she was going with it. I don't, like Chill said, I don't think this was necessarily in direct response to the criticism of the show for the Acolyte. More so how she's being singled out as the problem.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, this is the Twitter account, End Wokeness. That's who this is for, because that's who took the clip of her talking on the show with Trevor Noah, and that's the one who when she answered, "Yeah, my movie, it was The Hate U Give. My movie is intended to make white people cry." Now, after the laugh track, and everyone in the studio laughed at that. She said, "Because it's gonna make you cry, feeling like empathy." That's where her full quote was. But they only said, "This is gonna make white people cry."
Part, yeah.
This is a diss track directed to end wokeness, and I don't think she cares about Star Wars theory and Wikipedia and every other dramatic thing happening now.
Sure,
well, good.
I don't.
Good.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Good. She shouldn't.
So we can set her to the side and talk about how terrible Acolyte is.
Well, before we jump into that, I do want to say this about Amandla. I love that you pointed out the woke thing, because that is something that I keyed on to when she said it in the rap. Everything else, I really was trying to understand her, but it was I don't know. Maybe I wasn't, because I don't know. But there were people online talking about she comes from a rich white dad. She forgets where she comes from and things like that. Regardless of her money, regardless of where she comes from, at the end of the day, it's that phrase, "when they see us." She's black at the end of the day. At the end, it doesn't matter because I didn't know. I wasn't privy till today, knowing that her dad was white. Because I only see her as she's a sister. I mean, I'm not thinking, oh, maybe she's she's light skinned, so maybe she's mixed. Maybe her mom's white. Maybe when I see her, I'm thinking that's a sister. So when you look at her, and you don't know her paternal background, to say that, oh, she forgets where she, at the end of the day, she is black. She's speaking on black issues. Like, you can't say, she can't speak on these things because she's mixed. This is a conversation Q had. Q talks about, actually, Q texted me about it today because he saw those tweets. I've been in conversations with where people are saying, or light-skinned folks. This was a conversation in 2020. People that are half-breed kids don't get to say this or get to say that. You can't have one foot in the conversation. At the end of the day, though, my nephews are mixed. Those boys are black. They're going to get, if they get pulled over while driving while black one night, the officer's not going to say, "Oh, you're mixed, so I'm only upset at one half of you. The other half, you can go, no, you're black. You're a black boy." So she's black. She's black. And I think that the conversation around, oh, she forgets where she comes from and she's privileged. No, yes, she might be. She might have grown up in a privileged household and this and that, but she's still black.
Right. The world still perceives her as a black woman. Yeah,
her money is not saving her, at the end of the day.
It's not saving her from the same criticism that, another black woman who comes from money or not is getting, because she's perceived as being black.
The childhood actor in Aubrey Graham could make songs about this sort of material, and I would have been accepting of it if he ever did try that. But he's not one to do that ever, and there's a lot of disrespect I have towards him.
Yeah. Now, unless anybody has something else to say, do we want to listen to this? Are we listening to her?
We are listening to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess why not? Why not?
Oh, are we? Okay.
It's not the whole thing.
I was like, we don't got to.
Is it the whole thing? I will tell you, kind of threw me off. Yeah. Kind of threw me off.
I'm going viral on Twitter again. Open up the news, find some interesting things. 20 million views in a view from 2018 with Trevor the King.
They should have boosted the volume on her voice.
Speak on the story, you know the one. Always wanna ride a black boy. Yeah, my people cried in the theaters, trying to release it. White people cried, they could see us as human beings. Trevor asked what I want the people to know. I said, white people crying, what's the goal? If they could take one thing, what would it be? I say empathy. Oh, that's why they mad at me. They splice lines, make hate, they recognize, make it look like the same propaganda they spew. Cause they conflate our pain with violence and try to weaponize everything that we do. The desperation of the process is rising, and now they holding on to any old thing they could use. If you rely upon misinformation.
Oh yeah, she got it. I'm gonna be bumping this in my car.
I think you should add this dance to your workout areas.
Yeah.
Tommy the Clown who?
I want to do like a...
And now you're listening. I'ma tell you something fascinating. They spin and book, bastardize it and appropriate it. Let's start a club, book or something with creators. Speak truth to power, keep an eye out for you silly racists. And now they use it to describe anything they didn't buy. Remember, make it be, don't put it in the zeitgeist. Yo, it's all about the people.
I'm not gonna lie, the beat is really not that bad. I think it's just the voice that throws me off.
She's absolutely not a rapper.
No, she's not. But the soft voice with the hard beat is really throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah.
We can learn something from them, discernment.
How long is this?
Just coming in, it's always the youth.
I think we're
Not
good.
too long.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, because I saw it posted, and I had to because I'm not that far into Star Wars, so I don't keep up with the Star Wars show, because if I do, I don't know what's going on, because I'm just not there yet on my Star Wars journey. So that's when I figured out that she was a part of Acolyte. So coming from someone who hasn't seen her in the same way that y'all probably have, I mean, yes, it was still a little cringy, but I completely understood where she was coming from, and the beat wasn't.
You didn't get Rue. Didn't get Rue when you was looking at her rap. Rue from Hunger Games.
Oh, was she Rue from Hunger Games?
Yeah.
I did not realize that was little baby Rue.
Mm-hmm.
District 9.
Okay. Yeah, no, I did not realize that. I just saw that I just saw the most recent thing she was in, and I was like, oh, that's probably why I don't recognize her. But it's just on Disney Plus.
I'm sure if she let Nate and Kevin know, or no, who's Lucasfilm? If she let Kathleen and Leslie know that she wanted, man, but let's find a way to get this on the platform, guys. This is good for Lucasfilm. Please get this
Let's
on
put
there.
this on there for Juneteenth celebration.
Can we do a Lucasfilm spotlight, please?
please.
I think though there was some sort of collaborative joint effort to get all of their influencers, there was even a looper, there was all these people covering Star Wars fans as hateful misogynists. That span of a week, since episode 3 and 4, in between that week, everyone was saying it. Every YouTuber who I thought was a shill kind of confirmed it, and they kind of gave the same sort of speech about how, guys, we need to be more polite in our fandom, and there's no room for hate. And it was so coordinated because everyone did it.
Right.
Yikes.
I'm all for hate. Guys, got bring on the hate. Oh no, that's not what I mean.
Well,
I just mean
well, here with the Acolyte, did you say you didn't watch it? Chill, you didn't watch that last episode.
Marcus, no, I'm done with it.
That last episode.
I did, unfortunately.
And what did you think?
So I don't know why they're going out of their way. Well, I guess I kind of do know, but giving them the benefit of the doubt, I don't understand why they're going out of their way to combat certain things in the Star Wars lore so heavily. If this is just supposed to be an alternate perspective on the Force, or some rumored story that never really made it back to the council because they've yet to involve them in this entire skirmish so far, which is crazy. But if they wouldn't have, okay, let me get to what I'm trying to say. So Palpatine is talking to Anakin in the middle of Revenge of the Sith, and he tells him about his or I guess he is telling him about his Sith master. He doesn't know that he is at the time. He's telling him about Plagueis, Darth Plagueis, right? And how he was supposed to have been the one to have the power to create life, right? His master was the guy to do that, right? Am I putting this together right? Is this Revenge? Is this Revenge of the Sith, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So he tells him that, right? So if 75, 80 years before that, there was some random singing witch clan that had also did that and did Osha and May as the same, kind of setup. So then are Osha and May like Anakin? Is that the same? Is that what we're saying here? They're basically Anakin. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Another thing. What's the guy? He's got like a squid head.
Kiadi.
There you go.
Kiadi.
Right? He shows up in Phantom Menace and is like, there haven't been Sith here in the millennium. 1,000 years. Buddy pops up in the show. Why are you doing this? Why only thing you had to do was just not make. You could have put that character in there and then called him something else. They're going out of their way to unravel things, and I don't understand why. Why are you working so hard to recreate the lore? Why not fit your show within what already exists as opposed to trying to redefine everything? That's my main problem with this, besides the terrible dialogue, right? That's a foregone conclusion. But the direction of the show, I don't understand why it is so important to them to retcon the lore.
Kathleen Kennedy is going out of her way, I feel, whenever she does leave, she wants to leave the biggest dumpster fire for whoever it is that comes in to clean it up, because this is a literal, this is such a, and I'm taking words from now Star Wars Theory. I agree with him. I have never seen the Star Wars fandom this united. Never. I've never seen the Star Wars fandom this united. And everyone is united because everyone agrees now, for outside of the few, and I do mean few, that you can probably count them on one hand, that are really enjoying this show. This is an abysmal disaster. They're going out of their way to do this because they don't care. Like it's obvious you don't care. You are taking the Phantom, like, bro, you're not. It's not so much that you just don't care. It's also like you're looking at us hardcore fans, us fans that have been here, and you're spitting in our faces and telling us, fuck what you think, fuck your lore, fuck how much all this stuff has been connected. We're gonna unravel it with this shitty show in 6 episodes. The fact that Kiadi-Mundi was there and knows about Sith, and then in episode 1 called Qui-Gon basically a liar, and then
I'm like, you know damn well.
No one can be born from the Force. What do you mean? I'm Kiadi-Mundi. I think I would have seen it in these 20 years.
I even know that.
Yeah, so it's so crazy. It's crazy that they've done that. It's crazy that, and really on the whole the Sith thing here. Well, actually, let me rewind on the council. I don't know. You would think that the council would be consulted at this point.
Somebody's training Force-sensitive children outside of the Jedi Council, and they could potentially be a Sith. Yeah. You don't think you should call Yoda? Let me get you real fast. Let me holler at you.
And it's so funny that Leslie Headland said, well, don't expect to see Yoda, but you'd go out of your way to put Kiadi-Mundi in here and have him. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't it doesn't make sense.
They gave you almost $200 million to do this mess.
And that's another question. Where is it? I have yet to see this one $180 million. I have yet to see it. Where's the budget? Where's the budget on something
I think this has to do with why people thought that this project wasn't coming out. They were shooting this project for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't get any footage on it. At least the public didn't until Star Wars Celebration last summer. So like it was quietly kind of trudging along. I think between the pandemic and the writer's strike, it probably went through its fair share of delays. Not to mention rewrites to get to what we even got that's serviceable for television. So I think it was just a shit show the entire time. I can't imagine it was anything else.
I can't either. I really can't. And you've got what's her name? Just the whole thing. The whole thing has just been terrible. And I don't know. And this another thing too, with the Rey movie coming out, the newest reports on the Rey movie is going to introduce a new type of Force. And I'm like, why are we introducing new types of Force like it's fucking Pokemon? Every new episode or movie, it's like, who's that Pokemon? It's like this new Force movie. The Force? It's just the Force.
Like, why would they need a new Force? Like, what does that even?
Because it's female.
And in the power of one in many.
Why can't female just be in the regular Force? Why do you have to create a
female?
No, yeah, that's what they're saying. The Force is female.
And it repopulates. Duh, it has a womb. So it has Force babies. Rey is going to be using the female Force's baby in her movie.
And something else?
I don't like that. I don't.
No one.
I don't
No
like
one
that for women.
does.
I don't like. First of all, what did you just call me? That's the first thing that just came out of my like what? Like I don't.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was supposed to be a compliment to us because I don't.
But then here's the thing too, back on the budget, you take, everybody got so excited because I remember we talked about the behind the scenes photos like a year before the show dropped. We saw the Wookiee and I was like, this is that Wookiee Jedi. I was like, that's going to be a cool thing to see. He dies, bro. The only thing that he did we saw him scare off those people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the next time he's sitting in a chair with a lightsaber slasher. And I literally, I'm laying in bed and I said, no. I said, so Carrie Ann Moss and a Wookiee, that's just a,
well, just look at those two deaths though, right? Carrie Ann, or no, I'm sorry, not those two deaths. Look at how Sabine and Ahsoka takes a lightsaber to the chest, right through the sternum, right?
Yep.
She's able to get back to the med bay so they can start repairing her somehow. Wookiee take a slash to the chest, he dead, just laying there, dead,
Just
not
dead.
Even writhing in pain, not bleeding out.
I thought you can't survive from one of those things.
Dead.
I thought once they got you, they got you.
No, you can't get. You can get stabbed and impaled through. You just can't get slashed. A slash is deadly. If you get slashed, that's automatic death. You gotta go.
The Force. When's the last time we saw somebody get stabbed? Qui-Gon Jinn. This Wookiee, he's a male, isn't he? All right.
Mhm.
Now Reva can get slashed and dashed all by Darth Vader, as well as what happened with Sabine. The Force is female, canonically.
It is the Force. The Force is actually moving through their blood.
Like
Yeah. It pumps from their lady parts and it goes through their blood so that when the lightsaber goes through, they can cauterize the wound automatically and give them enough time to get back to the med bay.
You like it?
No, I don't know where that thumbs up came from because this.
It came from the Force. We're telling you, it's the over-rechlorians.
I feel like this is them trying to be woman positive, but as a woman, it makes me kind of cringe.
Well, because they end up using women as a vehicle, a tool, and
that's what it sounds like.
It doesn't work either. It doesn't work to bring in more women to the product. It obviously disaffects the fans that are already there, and then it does reach a point where you have totally reset the expectations for the product overall. So now, they don't have very much runway to the point where Star Wars is just going to be seen as less than content. Right? Like it has been one of the greatest American media brands that there has ever been, but they don't have that much runway to where, because there are kids who are becoming teenagers now that control language like lit and sus and no diddy and all that other stuff that have never seen a good Star Wars movie, at least not come out in the theaters in their time.
Right.
They have never witnessed a good Star Wars movie with their own eyes.
Right.
So this is trash to them, and it will continue to be trash to them. And so
it's
now
a tragedy.
You've reset the expectations for an entire generation of what Star Wars is. It's terrible.
That's actually really sad. I mean,
no, it's
again.
sad.
I have not kept up with Star Wars because it wasn't really introduced to me as a kid. But when I was younger, that's when MCU started really popping, and me and my son were watching, I want to say Winter Soldier the other day, and it just really dawned on me, bro, I'm never going to be able to take you to a movie theater and really show you what peak Marvel used to be. Hopefully, I'm hopeful, but I don't think you're going to experience what I experienced when my dad took me to that theater and we sat down and watched Endgame for the first time, or Winter Soldier, or Iron Man 2, or I don't think it's not going to be the same for me. It might be a different nostalgia for you because, again, like Marcus said, they're setting a different expectations for this different generation. But yeah, it really dawned on me the other day, damn, you're just not going to know.
But even the generation of Star Wars fans that were the sequel generation, they can't even say with a straight face that that is something that people are going to be talking about 20 years from now. And if they,
Right.
and yeah, we will be. I'm not going to say we won't be. We will be, but it'll be in a divisive kind of way. You go back, you talk 4, 5, 6. Nobody's talking divisive. It's like, you know, maybe you might have an opinion about something like that, but it ain't like we all agreed that's amazing Star Wars.
I think the prequel trilogy was definitely, it was the old controversial figure. And honestly, I think at that point, Star Wars fans were a little spoiled because they didn't understand just how far this stuff could fall. Like there wasn't stuff happening in episodes 6, 7, and 8 that totally changed Star Wars forever.
Right.
They looked at what happened in 4, 5, 6, or excuse me, so 7, 8, 9. Right? Am I tripping? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked at what happened in 4, 5, 6, and then built their narrative based off of what was actually established. They didn't try to stray away. They didn't try to recreate. They didn't try to reinvent the wheel.
They reinvented Luke's character.
Yeah, we really should have appreciated the sequels, because now, you thought the prequel series was divisive. Everything that has come post prequel has been Jesus Christ. Well, with the exception of Force Awakens. Right. Everything else has been absolutely contested.
The biggest complaint from prequel, haters, one of the biggest things was Hayden's acting. That was one of the biggest things, Hayden's acting. Now you look at where we are, what we're arguing about and complaining about now. Yeah. And I thought Hayden did fine.
I thought he was fine as Anakin.
Yeah.
I mean, in Revenge of the Sith, he got very whiny. And cryy most of the movie. But for most of the part, the first 2 episodes, I loved. It was great.
And I agree with this. I say this all the time. This is, to me, the best thing Disney has done since owning Star Wars when it comes to their feature films. Now, obviously, Mandalorian, I think, is the best thing that they've done on Disney Plus, but season 1 and 2. But film-wise, I thought Rogue One was brilliant. Rogue One was
pretty good. Rogue One was pretty good. Rogue One is the only reason why there is an Andor cult.
Yes.
It's the only reason why there is an Andor cult.
I'll tell you, and it's the last thing I'll say on the Star Wars stuff, the about Rogue One. I didn't know about, and that was, I was watching YouTube videos and all. I've always been watching YouTube videos, but I don't know if I was paying attention to leaks and stuff like that. So I didn't know about Vader's hallway scene until it happened. And if I could relive that first moment again, man, me and Henry went and saw. I grabbed Henry's arm so hard. I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "We've never," because that was our first time ever seeing like peak live action Vader. So that was pretty cool. So love Star Wars though. But Acolyte, shit on the ground. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. But hey, we'll see where we go from there. What's the next thing? Next thing on the we were talking about. We can talk about Kendrick's concert.
My bad, Stamina. I told y'all. Look at him.
Cassian Andor dies in Rogue One, and the character doesn't have.
Don't tell them. They might riot. They might burn things down. Don't do that.
I'm just ready for the season 2. They dropped the ball. What happened? There was no direction to go. Everybody.
They got to stretch out the time before he perishes.
Man, I didn't watch Andor, but as far as like I said, Kendrick's concert in LA, chill.
Mustard was on the beat,
Not like us. They not like us.
Russell Westbrook was on stage.
Everybody was
DeMar DeRozan, Tommy
LeBron James was supposedly in the crowd.
He was there. He didn't get on stage. I don't know. Maybe he was loud. It's a West Coast thing.
Yo, you think so?
He's definitely, I believe, pretty close with Drizzy.
Let's see if Drake still follows him.
I mean, he's been showing up to a lot of video shoots. He's been showing up to the concerts. I think he's at least publicly chosen a side.
King James. Yep, Drake still follows him. What about DeMar? Yep, Drake still follows DeMar. Russell Westbrook.
Well, you know he's not going to unfollow these people. He's not going to make it
No.
public that he's butthurt about it.
Right.
No, he's going to continue to post these soccer dad photos.
Like
that he's
Kendrick
been
had
posting
every
on
West Coast
Instagram.
rapper or singer or entertainer that was, with the exception of Game, on that stage last night, and it just it's insane, absolute insanity. Oh, look at them having family time. Photo op.
Yeah,
Kendrick made this photo happen because Kendrick's making you become a better dad, and he wants any excuse now to remind the world just how black he is.
Of all of this, every time this man loses a beef, he becomes a better person. So, like, let's just keep whooping Drake's ass until he becomes the rapper we want him to be.
He's gonna sell out a Toronto arena right now for Canada Day.
Who wants next? Kanye, come on, jump back in, dog. Keep kicking his teeth in.
He'll take anyone.
Little Adonis.
Is he wearing Adidas in this picture? No, he can't. He really can't.
No, the soccer dad outfit he had on the other day.
It was giving a little BBL drizzy. I'm not gonna lie. It was giving a little BBL drizzy. And here's the thing. I feel like, I don't know if I said this before, but like, I remember when this whole thing was going down and my best friend was getting so pissed off at me because, one, I didn't hear any diss track until everything kind of like calmed down. I was like, no, I'm not going to be a part of this. Because here's the thing. I love them both. And no matter what's said, I'm going to bump Drizzy just as hard as I bump Kendrick. I'm going to listen to one diss track song and then turn around and listen to the other nigga's track song. I love them both. I love Kendrick, and I'm an OV hoe. Okay? I twerk to that part every time because I feel it in my soul. I am an OVO hoe. I am. And I am. You called me out, and I am. I surely am. Every time. Every day. But also, if it wasn't for Kendrick and it wasn't for Drake, I would have not survived a lot of moments. So the fact that they're like beefing is sad, but I'm like, there's nothing that anybody can say, let alone these two men, to make me hate either one of you. But I do think it's funny. I do think it's hilarious because Kendrick got so personal with it so quick.
There are children at dances calling this man a pedophile at the top of their lungs, bar for bar.
Top of their lungs, like, bar for bar.
Not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
And unlike you, Corey, who has an emotional attachment to Drake and his musical, you got the memories forever. These younger kids don't have that.
They don't.
And so that next generation who Drake so desperately tries to cling on to relevancy for they're not playing with it. Kai Cenat invited to the Toronto concert. I haven't seen Kai Cenat invite Drake to his couch or his studio, and I don't think it's happening.
At all. No, and that's the thing. From like a business standpoint, I completely see what Kendrick did, and I respect it. I'm not mad about it because, just like you said, Chill, there's another generation out there that he desperately wants that at this point he's probably not going to have because they don't have the same history with him that most of our age does. Because I mean, I've been kicking it with Drake since like Degrassi. I'm the youngest of 7 girls,
and that's my problem.
I'm the youngest of 7 girls. So like me and the oldest are 14 years apart. So I grew up on like 80s and 90s shows, and Degrassi was on heavily in that house. I still cry when this nigga gets shot. I know when it happens, and I still cry like it's my first time watching the episode. Like, I'm a OV hoe. I don't know what to tell y'all. But
I guess my question is the same question I posed to some of the R. Kelly folks when all that shit was going on. Let's say that this does come to light, and let's say there is hardcore evidence outside of Kendrick Lamar just calling him a pedophile on a beat, and he actually does. Evidence is presented of him being a pedophile. Does that change the perspective of some of his fans? I know with a lot of them it doesn't because people just don't have morals with stuff like that. But
it would for me. It would personally be. I mean, I was never really an R. Kelly fan because R. Kelly always gave me the creeps. Like I remember when my mom would play songs and I'd be like,
I will say this. I will say this. I do not support Kelly Kells and anything that he did. But that nigga had bangers. Bangers.
I remember when I was younger, and I remember my mom would play some of his songs, or like what was that one movie that he did? Locked in Closet? Was that it?
Trapped
in the Closet.
Trapped
Trapped
in
in
the
the
Closet.
Closet.
One of the best
Every
things ever.
episode.
Right.
Yes,
I
sir.
was tuned
Yes.
in, honey. I was tuned in. But I also remember telling my mom, like, this man gives me the creeps. Like, he really does give me the creeps. Like, he really
As he
does.
should have.
Right.
As he should
Right.
have.
Like, he really did.
I
remember telling my mom, like, he needs to stay trapped in that closet forever. Like, forever.
Here's where we at with BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy.
BBL.
I'm about
Drizzy.
to probably tonight or tomorrow. I'm watching. I haven't seen Trapped in the Closet forever. That shit is funny.
No, this nigga's about to run it back. Here's
Just
where we at with
comedy.
dude. If what you've already seen from Drake, whether it's pulling a young girl on stage, finding out that she's 17 and still mentioning her breasts and giving her a kiss, or if it's some of these songs that are allegedly written about underage girls, or whether or not it's, certain artists that he's had on tour with him that were underage and they were rumored about dating. If
What
that
about the
stuff
time he
doesn't-
did this thing on? What about the time he had imaginary guns?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Well,
Do the spin again.
the spin is crazy. Play it one more time.
Already was.
Hey,
That's that Forest Hill.
Listen, that's my baby. That's my man. And I'ma
he's
stick
sticking with him.
beside
He's sticking- Okay, all right. But
I'ma
if
stick
that
beside
stuff doesn't already make you look away, feel away, because I swear these are conversations me and Josh been having for about
Yes, you have. Since
couple years. We've been
before I
having
even
this
started
conversation for a
listening
while.
to you, you've been having this conversations because you
And-
saw
and
what I
it's
saw,
been
and I've been
out
having
there.
this conversations
Yeah.
off stream with everyone. Marcus owes you $1. Sure, you guys, everyone
I
just
don't know who
owes.
this person is controlling the account. He shouldn't have access.
But I'm saying that I like when I saw a childhood actor start rapping about things that he hasn't experienced and start mentioning every neighborhood in Toronto that he's not from, and then acclimating respect from not people worthy of giving respect, but like the casuals, and even there's people locally in my city right now who are saying stuff like, "Oh, we got to be with Team Drake because he's one of us." I'm like, "No, you idiots!" And I would like talk to these people and have like 5-minute conversations to strangers about how he's not like us and how he's this like appropriator and everything. You've been having that conversation on your channels, and I commend that. Back of the bus.
Oh, wow, appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
But again, if it's not messing with you now, it's probably never going to, unless he's already caught a case. He's already caught a case. I was going to say unless he catches a case, he's already paid $250,000 to make a case go away. So it's,
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know
what
that
I mean?
either.
We already there. Yeah, oh yeah.
Certified.
I didn't know that. Well, yeah, well, this is the thing. I would say about 90%. I was gonna say 90. Let's say something else. 90% of Hollywood is Hollyweird. And that's
That
just coming
part.
from.
I was going to mention that.
Just coming from the stories that we're hearing, just this year alone. I mean, we can go further, but just this year alone, we've had Drake Bell come out, and everybody else from Nickelodeon, and we've even had some stars from Disney. Annalise that play, I forget, Annalise Van, whatever her last name is,
She
played
played
Chelsea
Chelsea.
Vanderpool.
on that. So Raven, she said she can't wait for her. She said she can't wait for her. Was it an NDA contract, whatever, to be up so she can talk about it? I don't know, but she said she
Not
wants
on
to talk
Raven.
about it.
Did
Yeah,
Raven
no.
know?
Yeah, because she's actually really close friends with Kristen or Kirsten, I can't remember her name, but she voiced
You're talking
Kim.
about from Even Stevens.
Yeah,
yes.
she voiced Kim Possible, and she
Christy
played
Carlson
Romano.
Milano.
And she
yes.
has her
Christy
own.
Carlson Romano.
Yes, she has her own podcast, and it talks about all of
She
this.
does.
And
I'm
her
subscribed
and
to it.
Chelsea are very close now, and she
Yep.
mentioned it on that podcast. Like, I literally can't wait till this NDA
Talking to
comes
Reed
up
Stevens.
because I'm telling everybody every
Yep.
motherfucking
Yep.
day.
Oh, I
Orlando,
can't wait.
Orlando Brown, everyone was calling him crazy. I was believing every word that man was saying.
Well, don't believe everything because
Well, not
Yeah,
everything,
don't
but
believe-
like
some of the
I
shit
do
that's
like the
wrong,
shit
but
between
believe a
him
lot.
and the ship between him and Raven, I did believe, because Raven, I'm a huge Raven Simone fan, and there was
Huge
times where
Raven
she would
fan.
drop little things in interviews where they basically were like, they basically forced me to be straight.
Yeah.
I've been lesbian almost all my life, and they forced me to be straight with this man.
What?
Yeah, she did say that.
Like Disney
No.
forced her to be, and that's the only reason, because she did Raven's Home, and when they did Raven's Home, she had full control. So they asked her, like, do you want your character to represent who you are? And the only reason why she said no is because all
that
these
wasn't
fans
who Raven
was.
Yeah, now y'all gonna try to make it into something completely
right.
different.
She's like, y'all
I
should
was
have done
trying
that
to
from
be
the jump.
me.
Right.
Now you're trying to turn me into a cheerleader, and that's
Right.
not. That's probably not
She's
what
like,
you
we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so,
Devon wasn't part of the family. They did a single dad. A single mom.
Well, Devon is
true.
definitely the dad, but I think they mentioned it in the first season, like they were together, but I think they were in the process of a divorce, and that's why they moved back to the home.
In a
Just
Disney
didn't work
show?
out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
I didn't watch Raven's Home. I didn't watch. I really loved That's So Raven. That was my shit.
Nobody get divorced on Disney.
Right.
It's crazy. What's her name though? Rin. She has a lot of people come on her podcast and talk about stuff. But anyway, all these people have come out this year just alone. So Hollywood is. I'm sure there's people that we think are just the cleanest to clean. Because I'm gonna be honest. Now I may not. Other people may have known this before me. I would have never thought Ellen was what Ellen is.
Right.
Never thought.
I would have never thought that.
Ever. I was a big Ellen fan. I used to tune into her dancing ass at 3:00
every day. Yeah, no, I think there's I definitely agree with what you're saying. I feel like Hollywood has been Holly weird for a long time, and I feel like there's probably honestly like a hand group of people who actually are genuine and
very small amount. Very small amount.
You know what I mean? And just very true to their craft, and like take that money and they actually do something with it, like how we were talking about before, and like actually gives back. But I think everyone has a weird vice in Hollywood. I think everyone has something weird up their sleeve, because once you get to a certain level of fame and popularity and money, you can control a lot of the narrative. You know what I mean?
Absolutely wilding in the chat right now.
Somebody
said Orlando Brown said Raven ain't got no nipples, and then William Moloch like Ellen won't eat eggs from chickens that have husbands.
Oh shit!
What is up with you?
I fucking can't.
Nah, I mean, there definitely is a lot of wanted depravity happening in Hollywood. I will hope my favorites aren't involved in it, but then again, I have no stock in that. I know, I know to be disappointed first and to be surprised later.
Did you see the video? And this is the last thing I'm saying about the Hollywood shit, because it could go on and on and on and on and on and on. But did you see the video? Because me and my friend, we send Instagram videos to each other all day. Like in DMs. And he sent me this one video. I forget who was getting interviewed. But I played that video, and the dude getting interviewed was talking about how he was at a Diddy function and he walked in, and I don't, some stuff I'm just like, I believe it though. He walked in and he said, can I say this shit on YouTube? Was giving shots to Carl Winslow.
God damn.
To Carl Winslow from Family Matters, the dad from Family Matters. And when I heard that, I was like, no, not a rare condition in this day and age. What the fuck is going on? I was like, no. Yeah, bro.
And that's why Devon wasn't in Raven's house. He didn't want to do what it needed to be a dad on a sitcom.
I mean, listen, Kat told us in 2024 people are going to be exposed, and baby, they are being exposed. That's another thing. That interview like really shocked a lot of people about him, and it did not with me, because I was listening to his stand up when I at an age where I definitely should not have been listening to his stand up, and that man taught me things about the government I didn't know, like people, like just all types of stuff. So I there was a lot of things. There was a very few things that man said in that interview that I took with a grain of salt, and everything else I very much was like, y'all need to listen, because he's been telling y'all this actually like decades ago. He's been telling y'all this.
What Critical Mass said is very true. She is very anti that. She might Raven. She puts on a good show. She does, but especially when she was a
She's going through
co-host
a
on The
rebrand
View.
currently. She's definitely
Yeah.
rebranding currently.
Yes. Because when she was a host on The View, she got on my nerves because she was on there, and so was Danny from Full House.
Full House.
She got on my
Danny
mother. I wanted to cuss her out,
honey.
I wanted to
Danny
cuss her out.
showed her rainbow. I said, "Oh."
I was like, okay, I see where you stand. So yeah.
What would your papa say about this?
I was like,
What
I
would
wasn't even a
Uncle
Full
Jesse
House
say
fan
about
like
this?
that.
Where is Bob Saget?
Right.
R.I.P. Bob Saget.
R.I.P.
All right. Next on our agenda, we have let's talk Jonathan Majors movie. Jill, you have a article for that?
The Deadline article is of him getting a brand new movie that was announced just earlier today. You know who had the exclusive? Deadline, not Variety, not Rolling Stone, not these publications who made it their lifelong commitment to besmirch him. It was Deadline. I got it up. It says Jonathan Majors to star in supernatural revenge thriller Merciless from Martin Villeneuve. You recognize that last name?
Who?
Okay.
No.
Big movie that Marcus was a huge fan of that came out a couple months ago. Dune 2. This is his brother, Martin Villeneuve.
Dune.
Yeah, Dune. The Dune director's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is a supernatural thriller. So kind of like a Lovecraft Country type of deal.
Sort of like that, yeah.
How are y'all feeling about this? Is this like a very like yay type
This
of
is
situation?
positive.
Yeah,
This is
I think
positive.
this is great. And this was
It's
announced
great.
today or yesterday?
Today.
I put this in the same
It's a
lane as Will
Juneteenth
of
miracle.
all of Will's success right now, because people preyed on these men's downfall. I mean, the system was designed around these men's downfall, especially with Johnathan. And you know, for all the people, and I said this on my Instagram story today, for all the people that were saying, you know, that you wanted these men to fail and they're never going to get their careers are over, this and this and this and that. I said this, the phrase "touch not my anointed" comes to mind. And the fact that they are still thriving in Hollywood, the fact that, you know, Johnathan just got this movie that he's going to be the star in, Bad Boys just crossed $1 billion. He just got announced in another sci-fi film that he's about to, hopefully it's good and ain't an After Earth type deal. But yeah, so keep winning. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I think it's low-key hilarious that it's also superhero / like supernatural, because I feel like that's a very
Kang the Conqueror fucking thing.
Yeah, like a very like fuck you. Like, remember when you thought you were gonna get rid of me and like I could never be a superhero ever again? Like, watch me dominate this shit and be the next best superhero while y'all are still trying to figure out what to do over there at the MCU, because y'all done took all your eggs out the wrong basket.
Now don't let it pop like Doom. Don't let this movie pop similar to what Doom did.
No, but I'm just saying, I just think it's hilarious.
No.
It's kind of ironic.
I'm saying.
No, he's saying don't let it do like numbers. If this does
Doom
good,
did. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And don't let him like be like, if we don't really know anything about this other than that he's starring in it. We don't know if he's the antagonist, the protagonist. We don't know.
It says that he's the protagonist. It says that he's the CIA detective.
Oh, that's right. It does say that. Okay.
Merciless follows a top CIA interrogator who, after the woman he loves is overtaken by a malevolent force, is forced to go even darker to defeat it. That's the plot of this movie. Very fitting.
He has to go darker to defeat it. Okay, so he's got to dig into that kind of that angry Kang type. I hope it does do numbers, and I hope he acts his black ass off, and I hope Marvel and everybody else sees that shit. I hope there are clips going around on Twitter and all that. I hope it does, and because it brings credence back to the conversation, or it brings light rather back to the conversation of could they, would they, are they possibly going to bring this man back for Avengers?
Now, here's an awesome quote from the movie producer. According to Tuffin, He refuses to let the court of public opinion and selective prosecution
What a
undermine
role.
great art and artists. It continues.
What
graduate
a
school-
role to grab.
In graduate school, by the way, that was the producer. That was the extremely woke producer talking about how public opinion, meaning like all the articles, and the selective prosecution, meaning the corrupt justice system. He won't let that undermine great art and artists. Is he talking in riddles, or does he mean Johnathan Majors' case? He means Johnathan Majors' case. In graduate
right.
school, I had the good fortune to study screenwriting under blacklist scribe Millard Lample and learn from the dangers of letting politics undermine due process and deprive artists of their careers. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be working with Johnathan, who's such a great talent now that his matter has been adjudicated. He's talking about politics, meaning Alvin Bragg, who's the district attorney.
That
He
is
knows.
crazy.
He gets it. He's saying, I know, I understand. But listen, I've produced The Sound of Freedom. I am the anti-establishment guy. And listen, I'm not going to let this talent go to waste. He's going to do the movie with me. We're going to do the numbers.
Right. Period. As it should.
Look at William Mohlock's comment there. So a few comments up. Ryan would never. He would never. He wouldn't do it.
Maybe he already had this job and he invited him to the vampire movie.
Maybe. I don't think he got invited though.
No. I think Ryan is so far up MCU's ass, bro, that he would never, because he's still trying to collect a Black Death check from the MCU. So no,
like,
I don't.
First of all, I was about to say he already ran off with their Blade script. Okay, so he's on thin ice. he's on thin ice. He cannot cast Johnathan Majors, Marvel's problem child, in his movie. It's just not gonna happen.
No.
It's not gonna happen. Anyway, are you warring against us? Are you in open conflict with us right now? What's going on, Ryan?
No. He is definitely tap dancing for them, and he is in their pocket right where they want him. Just like Nate Moore. You notice I ain't heard Nate Moore's name since Wakanda Forever. But but earlier this week, last week, wherever it was, when the Russos got, maybe they're helping produce on Brave New World. You guys see that news that they're
I did.
They're helping produce. Yeah. It's a rumor.
It's a rumor
that they're supposed to be, but they said Nate Moore's name in there too, and I was like, oh, I ain't heard that nigga's name in
a millennia.
Yeah, so he's he is still employed over at Marvel, but it's interesting what they're doing, but I do hope everything that's going on with Johnathan and how good this news is, and this director taking that stance.
And with the movie being so low budget, and it didn't really need to make much for it to be a success, we're more powerful than ever.
Right.
We got to be supporting this movie and doing the publicity for it. And just like Will Smith got support, don't leave on us now, Corey. Just like Will Smith, we got to support it.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to kind of say on that too with Will's stuff. His film is a sci-fi film too. It's going to be a film about, I think he's like a scientist or something that discovers a new material, but it's whatever it is. There's like this shadow. I'm kind of trying to remember the article. Shadowy cult or cultist or something like that that's not allowing him, or it's something like that. But
you can't put out the technology or something like that. Try to silence it.
Yeah. So I'm happy for him too. I'm hoping whatever it is, it's good, and I hope he really, obviously, he's going to bring it. I just hope that the plot itself is.
I think that movie's going to bring out a certain crowd. I don't know how like conspiratorial you guys are, if you ever put your tinfoil hats on, but the amount of people in the West that have come up dead, drowned, car crash, when they're right on the precipice of some like lifestyle changing type invention, like cars that run on water, or a converter that takes seawater and turns it into fresh drinking water. The amount of people that have come up with those type of ideas, got their patents blocked, and then end up dead is very scary. So I think the crowd that they're going for will definitely get up for this movie, especially with Will Smith's face on it. I don't know if they want that crowd, but they're gonna get it anyway. They're gonna get it anyway.
Right. Yeah, no, it's I'm hoping it does good. Like I said, last thing I really thought about when they said that was After Earth. Independence Day, obviously Men in Black.
Yeah.
But
just like on a darker level.
And it's not even just those. I Am Legend, iRobot. He's got other sci-fi type films.
I like Gemini Man when he had the younger person.
Gemini Man, yes, that one. I didn't
right.
watch Gemini Man. But yeah, I think Will's a great actor. So, like Marcus said last time, I'm waiting on that Hancock 2 announcement. That's what I really would like.
Can we get it underway? That little kid's grown now. Like he's got to be in his late 20s by now.
At this point, shit.
I would love to see that.
Hancock might be a grandpapa at this point.
You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
And that could always be plot, like it could have skipped his son and then like got passed on to his grandson, and now he's got a, you know what I mean? Like there's ways to do it. Just fucking do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just, do you need some help? I can help you.
Now, do you name it Hancock 2 or Grandcock?
Grandcock.
Rated R.
We're trying to draw a crowd in.
Hey, Grandcock is egregious.
You know what show I started watching again today before we move to the next thing? Have you seen you guys seen Misfits? The show about the it's Robert Sheehan is in it. They are doing a community service. There's a big storm. There's like 5 or 4 teenagers. There's a storm. During the storm, they get superpowers and they can all do different things. Now the superpowers aren't like these fantastics. Like one of them can rewind time. I think Robert's character can't die. One can go invisible. Another one, like if she touches you, you instantly get horny and are trying to like fuck her. And then there's like it's a really good show. Misfits, bro. Misfits it's a really good show. I'm watching it currently on, you can watch it on Prime, but I'm watching it on free on Peacock with ads. But yeah, no, Misfits is good. It's a really good show. I really thought, am I the only one that has seen Misfits? Darbin is in Misfits.
Zoe Austin.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston's wife. She's in. It's a good show. Good show. But one of the other things, last main little topic we had today was just the conversation of creating your own characters. There was a tweet today. Jill, can you pull that tweet up? There was a tweet today that I just quote retweeted from, I think it was, did Idris quote? No, I think Buck was talking to them initially. And it was a recast T'Challa conversation. And I just quote retweeted it because I often find this argument a little bit like a kind of fuck you argument. Well, when as far as me, I'm saying it to that person, like no, like that's a really fuck you argument. But when people say, well, if you don't like it, go do it yourself, or go make your own, or go do this. You know, I got told so many times during the on the newest Black Panther video that we posted, well, if you didn't like Black Panther 2, why don't you just go make your own? You're right, because I'm Disney and I'm Marvel and I've got billions of dollars to where I can go put a feature film out on, you know, that it's not realistic. And it's not the fact, you know, I'm not an artist. I'm not, can I create things? I have an imagination, sure. But can I, you know, take that imagination, take pen and paper, or get on a computer? And hell, when I have audio issues, I have to call Henry. So like what? So it's like I can't. That's not my gift in life. So why not the people that are gifted in life? Why can't they handle that with these characters that are already created, that are already a part of these billions?
It already succeeded. It already made its
already
billion.
there.
Source material.
Most of the time when people are giving you that excuse, you're absolutely right, Darius. It's in bad faith. They don't actually want you to create something that fits the description of what you want. They want to have an easy out to not debate with you, or just to drum up shit, because most of these individuals on here are fake. But again, we actually going to have this conversation about how fake social media actually is one day. So keep mentioning it. But in any case, it's a bad faith argument, right? Because like you said, everybody's not a comic book artist. Everybody's not a writer. Everybody's not creative. Right? I am a consumer. Right? I have a right to purchase the things I want, and then when I'm purchasing them, if I'm spending money on it, to critique, to try to get a better value out of what it is I'm already spending money on. That is the relationship.
And it's time too.
Yeah,
It's
like
time.
capitalism has gotten so warped in our country. I can't speak to anybody else's country, I don't live there, but here at least, to where you don't even feel like you should be getting back like value for your dollar. It's like you fight and you scrounge and you save for these dummy savings, only for you not to hold them dear and make people respect the fact that you are giving it to them.
Right.
We have devalued the money that is in our pocket, but we will kill ourselves to make it. Right. It's very weird.
Right. Right.
So like it's not an argument of, oh, go out there and do for yourself. No, there are tens of millions of dollars being spent every year to market these products to me. I am telling those companies what I want. This type of shit, go make your own. Okay, well, yeah, you go play in traffic and we'll do it at the same time.
Right.
Right. Right.
When I look at how many people have made their own, so we're talking about what happened on Disney Plus, Generation Fire, Kizazimoto. Every single one of those studios, that's them making it on their own. Or all the comic books that are independent right now, all these comic creators are them. They're making it on their own. I'm one of them, making it on my own. Like one day I'll promote heavily with the closer we get to the release. But I too, I'm making one on my own. But you know what the level of success is, or the chance of success is? This low. There's already an established, super successful product out there in Marvel. And I'm just saying, get that Black Panther guy right. I'm not like, if Blade happens, Blade happens. If who else is there? Actually, there's no one else. War Machine's not happening. Wonder Man doesn't count. So it's Captain America Falcon. He's using the wrong name. Just get T'Challa correct, right? And when Storm gets in here, I'm all for Storm too. I'm not even behind that many horses. I'm just really behind this one influential, proven success that was the greatest, most positive impact we've ever had in a character. So when you tell me to make my own after battling, and in this tweet you're talking T'Challa related stuff, that's the horse I'm backing. The actual like success story. Don't tell me to make my own, guys. Yeah, you're just like everyone else said. You're dancing around and you're not wanting to address the real issue.
Right.
I also don't think they would ever talk to a Spider-Man, Batman, Superman fan and say that. They would never tell them to go make their own character.
Make your own teenager? Right. What would it be?
Go make your own alien that, crash lands in Kansas and is the most powerful being on the planet. Go make your own ultra rich billionaire playboy orphan. Go make your own mutant spider boy. Like what you would never say that to them, because for some reason when those flagship characters and their fan bases make a critique or they have a complaint, it's heard. No matter how erroneous, no matter how valid the critique is, it's always heard. It's always heard. You may call them crazy for doing it, but the one thing you're not going to tell them to do is to go find another character to read.
Yep. And you look at what Star Wars Theory is doing. I mean, when you say make it on your own, now he can, because he's the biggest Star Wars YouTube channel there on the internet. So the money that he's bringing in, just out of curiosity one night, I don't remember what it was. I know it was a rather large number. On one of his 3 to 4 hour streams, I calculated his the money he was getting in, donations, whatever the fuck, super chats. Jesus, the conversation we were having before we started streaming. Jesus, So he's not only that, plus the ads and everything else that he's involved in. But when he made that Vader film, that's not even done. I think part 2 just came out. Part 1 came out in what, 2018? 2018. Part 2 just came out this year. And it's taking him, he said he spent well over $1 million on the first. So when you say make your own, you gotta know what comes with that, bro.
Well, and on top of that too, let's say, okay, I do go make my own. Are you gonna support it?
That too.
You know what I mean? Like,
can I give not to cut you off, Corey? I'm sorry. Just a quick example.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to him, Nico Bean. Nico's a perfect example. The character he made, Amandla, that he wanted to, he came on several people's shows. I know he came on mine, talked to me about it, promoting it. We were you know, all the stuff with it. And I don't want to presume anything, but I would think, because I haven't, and I'm just going off of what I've seen on Twitter lately. I haven't seen him promoting it as much because it's tough. It's tough to take a character that you are creating and then show that character to the masses, and then have the masses go fall in love with that character like a Peter Parker or like a Kal-El or that's tough.
Right.
That's tough. Those, so.
But
I'm not gonna say it can't be done, because I was like Invincible. I was introduced to Invincible in 2020. I know it was before 2020. Not to say it can't be done, but that's still not everyone knows who Invincible is. Not everyone has seen that show on Amazon Prime. So it's like it's a tough thing.
Right. And right, for someone to say like go make your own, I think it's more than just money, but like time and support, which also includes money. Like you said, it's bigger than what.
And talent.
Yeah, like in talent. And on top of that, you can be talented. Everyone's talented. Everyone is talented and skilled in something, but are you motivated and dedicated enough to do the work and create it? And even though it may not be going to where you want it to go, are you going to keep pushing so it can go to where you want it to go?
Right.
And then for the people to sit there and say to make your own, okay, I made my own. I took this time and this energy and the money that I did, and yet no one's supporting it.
Yeah, make your own doesn't come with automatic support.
Exactly. It does not come with automatic.
Go build a hero. And for the ones that are doing it and being successful at it, and again, I'm using Josh now, Den of Nerds with Unity.
Yeah, Josh
has a backing already. Josh has a following.
Right.
A pretty large following on YouTube, and the ones that don't really that follow him, but that hate secretly or whatever. There are people. Unity, Josh is doing good with Unity. From what I watched from him, he's doing pretty good with Unity. So that's the exception, though. Him, in theory, they have people backing them.
Eric July,
Rippa, Eric, yeah, Rippaverse, people backing Eric already.
Right.
So. It's a little different. But
what
were
you complaining about, Darius, that even sprung this? What were you talking about?
Oh, I wasn't. Let's see. Will you pull that back up?
Who was you out here belly aching about? And I had my man's all in the table.
What was it? He who was he talking to?
It's a long thread. He said Ryan Coogler said he wasn't going to recast. Gotta respect his opinions.
Choices.
I liked T'Challa, however, I liked Killmonger more. We got Blade and Spawn. If we're so unsatisfied, why not create our own heroes? Black heroes.
I know you're going. I know where you're going, Marcus. Go ahead.
This is a white person.
He said he was black.
No, this is a white person.
Marcus said, mm-mm.
This is a white person. They get behind these icons like this, a fucking blue screen, and they say things that would lead you to believe that they're black. This is a white person hiding behind a screen trying to infiltrate black conversations. Who comes up and says, we have Blade and Spawn? Sir, Spawn came out in the 90s, fam. What are you talking about?
Because these people think just because these characters are black that, oh, well, you've got this character. He's
black. Yeah. Why
you got your one black token character.
Doesn't that feel like a white person's attitude towards black people complaining about characters? That's a white person.
It does for sure. That's funny. The whole conversation though, just the whole thing about like respecting, to say what other things he was talking about, respecting Ryan. I don't have to respect shit that Ryan did. And
what are you talking about? We have to respect is this? No, we don't.
I actually am the very opposite of his decision. Actually,
that's either a Marvel bot, or it's a white person masquerading in cultural conversations.
Yeah, I don't respect nothing that man did. I've never felt so uncomfortable in a movie theater in my life. In my motherfucking life. And we're talking about a person who goes to the movies like on her own. Like that is like my little self-care date to myself. I've never felt more uncomfortable in a movie theater until I saw that movie. I still
Let's
feel
see.
uncomfortable when I see that movie. Like, no. No. God, no.
Just to go over some of the because that's our main topics for the day, but just to go over some of the Marvel news that has come out quickly here on some of these. You had let's see. I guess new footage of Captain America: Brave New World was shown, featuring Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford, was unveiled at Cine Europe. I don't know if it, what type of footage it was. I don't think there was I think Deadline gave a description of it. I didn't go read the description of it. So we don't know if that rumor is true about the Russos being involved with this or producing on this or not. My time said it wasn't.
So late in production.
That was something I said too, because I was thinking to myself, well, what good are they going to do if the film
do at this point? Yeah,
is it not done? Is it not done? So I don't know. I don't really truly believe that rumor that they came and did this, because last I heard them talking about it, it sounded as if they had maybe some not brought to the light issues between them and Marvel, because they got asked about Secret Wars by the Happy Sad podcast. I forget his name, Josh. Is that his name, Josh?
Horowitz,
yeah. Mm-hmm. They got asked about Secret Wars, and he said, so correct me, I'm not going to see you guys come out on stage at D23 and be directing Secret Wars. He said, we're not. And he was like, then the other one, the fatter one, the shorter, fatter one, Joe, I think, was more like, we're too busy. We've got this, we don't know exactly what they got going on over there. Just I'm not a body language person, but I was just like, they seem
triggered.
Like, yeah, I don't know. But what would you think about John Hamm coming in to be Dr. Doom or Mr. Sinister?
Doom, yes. Sinister,
Doom,
nah.
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Doom, yes.
Doom, yes. I thought when I saw this, I was like, this was a casting I never even thought about as Doom, and I think that he would do a great job as Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he talked to them. He said, he said, I've pitched myself for a couple parts of the Marvel Universe. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say exactly what, but it was a part of a comic book that I really liked. I was like, are you going to do this story? So
now if they do the more eccentric metrosexual version of Sinister that we've seen like for the last several years, maybe Hamm is a better fit for that. The classic Mr. Sinister that we just seen in X-Men 97 or from the 90s cartoons or anything like that, I don't think that version of Sinister necessarily fits with him.
So I like to call him the sassy Mr. Sinister, but metrosexual works too.
There we go.
But the real thing is we already know whatever Sinister or Doom we get will not be accurate because they're going to MCU it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I would say this about Doom. I would say they better keep Doom as close to comic accurate as they possibly fucking can, because that is a character that is arguably Marvel's best, one of Marvel's greatest, he is Marvel's greatest villain. I mean, comic wise, you look at shit Doom. I mean, Doom is, you don't get to MCU Doom. You can, they can. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm just saying that's a big gamble.
I think Kevin Feige grew up on too many Fantastic Four comic books not to do it properly. Like he'll try. He has an idea of what Doom is, years and years of respecting it. It's not like Wonder Man we can just kind of change, or everyone else who he'll take creative liberties with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you do that, you spark a completely different conversation amongst the fandom. You go from being excited about Doom to people. Yeah, I wouldn't do that one. Leave him the fuck alone.
Question: the Thing, is that the dude from The Bear, the brother?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called acting. They said the same thing with Heath Ledger.
That is not a good thing, y'all.
They said the same with Robert Pattinson and Ben Affleck.
No. That's not a good.
Who would have thought Rocket Raccoon could be played by my boy?
I can see now what they're going for,
Bradley Cooper.
It's gonna be it's gonna be like Rocket Raccoon. It's not going to be the physically imposing Ben Grimm you're used to. It is going to be a loud, annoying orange figure. Y'all just wait. Y'all wait. It's not gonna be his clobbering time. It's gonna be hey, where's my Italian beef sandwiches, stupid? Get this
Oh
here.
no. Oh no. I sure hope not.
I don't know. I'm trying to I mean, all the actors and actresses that they have put on this cast are great and phenomenal, and they have range. So I'm hoping they can deliver the assignment. I'm hopeful.
Well, and I'm gonna just piggyback off of what Chill just said about Feige being, I think a lot of times when people discuss Kevin Feige, forget how long and this man has been a part of Marvel Studios. He was there during the X-Men. He was there during the original Fantastic Four films. His name is credited in the openings of all those films. And he's had a long, now not to say that he ever thought or knew he was going to be sitting as president of Marvel Studios, but he has a long time to think about all this shit. A long time to think. So with all that time, I'm pretty sure, especially with Marvel's First Family and how he really loves the Fantastic Four, I think he's going to get, I would hope he's going to get this right.
I got one for you, anti-idiotic. Vanessa Hudgens.
Really?
As Kitty Pryde?
Vanessa Hudgens. How old is Vanessa?
28?
No, that bitch has got to be older than me.
Yes.
Well, it just depends on when we're introducing her. If she's already like a professor, if she's already grown. Right, if we're gonna have a grown Iceman, a grown
Is she not my age, or is she older? Maybe like early 30s.
She's older. That bitch is 35. I was about to say no way in hell, because I was High School Musical me. I was in middle school.
She could be a grown Kitty Pryde. She can play a late 20s, early 30s. I mean, she is mid 30s. She's not that old.
No, she's not that old.
Decrepit.
No, not at all.
But Marcus, doesn't the character needs to be Jewish, and Vanessa Hudgens is somewhere from the Philippines.
Okay.
So what you said earlier about Kevin Feige and his respect for the Fantastic Four, I think Blue was talking about it earlier during his stream, where he was just mentioning how in 2019 Comic-Con we had Blade announced, and at the end it was like, we don't even have enough time for Captain Marvel 2. We don't have time to talk about the Fantastic Four or the mutants. That's what he said to end it. Captain Marvel 2 came out. They called it The Marvels. Fantastic Four is on slate before Blade, even before this delay. And mutants we've been seeing in Kamala Khan, and Deadpool and Wolverine will have mutants in them. Everything from that 2019 Comic-Con has happened already, including new things like Wonder Man is happening, or we didn't even know about She-Hulk at the time, and we didn't know about Moon Knight at the time. There's so much new Agatha that is ready to go, ready to come. Ironheart, and Blade is not priority. It's when he cares about something like the Fantastic Four, he'll get it.
Bruh, did you see this shit about Blade? Let's just go to that real quick, because that was one of the things.
We're just gonna take our time. We're gonna let the summer run through. Find a new director on the other side.
What the fuck?
Because we gotta get it right. Shout out to Everybody Hates Chris with the new series.
Oh yes, Everybody Hates Chris coming with the new series here. This is what they said. Okay, so Marvel Studios' current plan for Blade is for the script to be written over the summer and then go out to directors. Okay, so they're rewriting the script again.
Who's writing the script?
I don't know. I've lost count at this point. I have no clue. Yeah. I have no clue.
So obviously not the new director that you're looking for towards the end of the summer.
No. Where is that? Did they take that Blade shit down? No.
I thought you were just on it.
No, but there was another. Oh, here it is. Okay. No, this ain't it. Did they take that? That's interesting. Okay, but I remember
get your scooper on the line. Let's figure this out.
I remember it though. So they were talking about how Mahershala. Actually, I know I can pull that up because that was a deadline. Mahershala said he wanted Blade to be the next Black Panther. Did you guys see that?
I did see that.
Yeah.
And I understand what he meant by that, and it's not happening, sir. It doesn't seem like they care to make it the next Black Panther. They're doing enough for They're doing Wonder Man. Okay.
Does he not know what happened with the first one? Does he not? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Because that's not it.
Anthony Mackie thinks the same thing with his movie, I'm sure.
You mean the one that can't get a loan? Oh no.
Oh well, there's Rhodey in his movie about Iron Man. What was it?
You mean the one that's a scroll?
Yeah, that.
Oh, they do us so dirty, man. They do us so dirty.
None of that's happening.
They're stressing me out.
Yeah, no, but him, I don't know. You know, that's not going to happen. Like he said, whoever said that being the next Black Panther, that's not going to happen. Marvel doesn't give a shit enough for it to be the next Black Panther.
Whoever said that sounds about white. That sounds about white. Because what?
Yeah, no, they don't care. They don't care at all.
The king of Wakanda?
It is what it is. Damn, why'd that do that?
The smartest and most innovative man in Marvel? Which is...
No, settle for this loose Donald Glover, Miles Morales cameo.
What do y'all think about Everybody Hates Chris, the revival?
Oh, okay. Is it live action or is it animation? Because I thought it was
animation.
It's animated?
Yeah. I don't think it's like a continuation. I think it's like a...
Oh, well, that just completely made me not interested in this at all.
Yeah, because I was very
what
excited.
makes me like that kills that for me is that it's not necessarily that it's animation. It's that if it goes animation, now we can only deal with the actual Chris Rock. Like, my boy's not there no more.
Right. I love me some Tyler.
Like, he's not involved in it. He's going to be the only one that's not involved in it if they go animation. You know what I mean? So that's kind of weird to me.
He can voice a new teacher. They can get a new something else that Tyler can be a part of. I'm sure like they wouldn't.
Unless they do it like they do it like the show. Unless
I was gonna say Chris is just the narrator on the show. So why couldn't Tyler be the actual voice of Chris throughout the show? If you're going to bring back Tashina and fuckboy Cruz over there,
because you need somebody young to sound young. The voice of young Chris.
I
thought.
Aren't they aging it up? They're not. This is not going to be like a present
I thought they were aging it up. I thought they were aging him up.
All right, whatever it is, though, I can still say that this is a positive news story.
Honestly, Tyler probably didn't, because Tyler is still wrapped up with Abbott, and I think he has another project on the way. I was just reading one of his interviews because he just posed for like GQ or somebody like that, and they were asking him questions.
He's too busy. That's a good thing. He's working too much to be
right.
Pedro Pascal is doing a lot of things, and then he does the voice work for Mandalorian. Voice work is very flexible.
That's true. Yeah, I do agree with that because I was very excited until I saw that they had they was animated, and I definitely agree with Marcus. Like, if Tyler's not going to be a part of it, then it just doesn't seem right.
Hell, everyone.
Okay, they said that the new cast focuses on the younger characters. Given the fact that the kids on the original live action Everybody Hates Chris are now all adults, Tim Johnson Jr. Saturdays will play young Chris, a nerd who wants to be cool, but he's outshined by his younger brother. So they're completely not completely changing it. It's still the same. Tortured by his little sister and foiled by his cheapskate dad. Whoever, I don't want to pronounce his brother's name wrong, Isamoa will voice Tanya.
Ooh, baby, okay.
Tanya Chris, feisty baby sister with the face of an angel.
If you do that again.
So I guess it's the same, just different voices.
And they're going to be keeping them young, so that makes sense. Yeah.
But who would have thought that Everybody Hates Chris would get a reboot? Like, I thought it was done with. And that's the power of a successful Black franchise. If this was a race swap show, and they wanted to reboot it, they would have rebooted it with more white people. Like, that's the benefit.
Like, unfortunately, a lot of people like the Wonder Years. And when the Wonder Years gets rebooted again on ABC, it'll be the original Wonder Years with the white nuclear family. Sure.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
What's that show? Percy Jackson, is it called?
Mm-hmm.
where they changed a couple of cast members and stuff, and even the Harry Potter new TV series, they're thinking of making Hermione Granger. According to J.K. Rowling, she was always supposed to be a black girl. That's why her hair was frizzy. But
Stop it.
I know, but
Stop.
the point is just that
JK, shut your mouth.
She would have just put a black woman in there. First of all, there were black characters at Hogwarts. They just didn't speak. You chill out, JK, with that nonsense.
JK, you sounding like a real joke right now.
The only black character that spoke, you heard her say Gryffindor with another 5 points. She was she was narrating the Quidditch match.
She said, "I gotta represent us one time, and baby, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it."
Dude from How to Get Away with Murder. I don't know if he said much of anything, but he was in there. Wes from How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah.
Married with Children is getting an animated reboot as well.
Really?
Why?
I just don't want to see Stephen Curry's name associated to that one, because he was in charge of
oh hell
Good
yeah,
Times.
In Good Times. Yeah, man. I think that's really unfortunate for him.
Steph was in charge of.
He was
Good
an
Times?
executive producer.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them do that kind of stuff. Like you've seen Jay-Z do that
Just to
a
put
lot
on their resume.
Yeah, put some money on there. Oh yeah, I produced a television
Little
show.
something,
You know,
something. Was that one a good one though? Was that one with what's his face? The guy that plays Gus in Psych.
This is that shit on Netflix. That was like the opposite of what Good Times was when it was on.
What's the show? What's the show I'm thinking of? And it's like I think it used to be on
Boondocks.
No, it's not the Wonder Years.
That's the shit though.
It's a show. It's like they just came out with it like a few years ago, and it's about a black family in the 70s, and it's a sitcom. And it's like a happy-go-lucky.
Not the Wonder Years?
Is it live action?
Yeah, it's live action. But I thought
know what you're talking about. It's the Wonder Years. It's the Black family. Yeah, it's the Wonder Years.
Okay, yeah. I was like, because it had I don't know his last name, but he plays Gus in Psych, and that's like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
he plays his dad. He's his dad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He plays his dad.
I was like,
the narrator of that, I think, is Don Cheadle.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they don't make just sitcoms like that anymore at all. As far as like the nuclear black family, you've got the Fresh Prince, the Cosby Show, Family Matters, those core shows. They just don't do shows like that anymore. I was trying to think of one currently on air with a black family that is looked at as the black family.
There was Blackish. There was Blackish. There was a time when all of the major networks had a black nuclear family on prime time. Like for a good decade, every major network had one of them. NBC had one with Fresh Prince. Family Matters, I think it was ABC.
Yep.
CBS had.
Was it Girlfriends?
Yep.
Yeah, Girlfriends.
Yep.
Yeah,
Girlfriends. That was
Girlfriends.
Viacom. They had the UPN
and I think,
and all of that. Parker's 101.
The Parkers.
And those weren't even necessarily nuclear families, right? There was missing there. But I don't feel like even where there was a setup where you had a single mother raising her daughter and going to college with her, did you feel like there was this ostracization of black men or of single fathers or talking about deadbeats all the time? They barely even mentioned that man. Yeah. That man barely got mentioned. And I feel like there was enough positive males in the show to compensate for the fact that Kim didn't have a full-time father.
Right.
Same in 101.
Same thing with
Flex.
Flex.
Flex is the dad.
In the inverse, right? Dressed as a single dad. They did not go out of their way to make her mother seem like she was just crazy.
Yes.
She left for no reason, abandoned her, losing Isaiah. Brenda got a baby situation. It wasn't like that. She
from my memory
with her dad because she needed to go work.
Yeah.
And they showed them working that out and figuring out. I think they end up getting married again by the end of the show.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, they got back together.
Yeah.
I missed that episode. Wow.
And then they did a spin-off where she like goes to college.
She goes to college.
Yeah.
And like her and are living together.
Yeah, Smart Guy was another one that did that brilliantly. I thought, I think
Sister,
when we talk about,
Sister,
but even that was a dynamic because you had Lisa and Ray in the household, and although they were not married, they parented together.
They did show like a good. I very much connected with Sister because my parents were never together.
Moesha
too. My parents were never together, but they just co-parent. So I was
it seemed like all at once they just decided, like, yeah, we're not gonna do that no more. Let's ratchet this down.
But Cedric the Entertainer, the neighborhood,
okay,
exists.
Yeah,
the Upshaws exist kind of, even though he's a bit of a deadbeat dad. But
before it got corny, the House of Pains was good.
The House of what?
House of Pains was good before it got corny.
Yeah, House of Pains was like shit, and then by like the 5th season, it got real corny.
I made my stomach.
I love the House of Pain. That's the best thing Tyler Perry's ever put his name on, and it's because of the actors. I'll watch these guys, and I'll know that the camera hasn't cut away in 5 minutes. It's just a pure scene of comedy with everybody.
I will tell you, I was very young when House of Pain first came on TBS, and I watched this like everybody else. But that shit is quintessential Tyler Perry. It is absolutely Tyler Perry.
It definitely is. But somebody, when we talk about, it's like, I saw a conversation. It was not a conversation. It was more like a meme of different Black television fathers. But one that never gets mentioned that I thought was a very good Black father because he held that shit down with his 3 kids was Fred Henderson, the on Smart Guy. He had
his
3
wife
kids.
passed away, right?
His wife passed away. Yep. And they mentioned it a few times. The kids were like, I miss mom, or the episode where they were trying to hook him up with somebody else or things like that.
Yeah.
But he held it down. Yeah, he was a good father, and that was the show. That was during that time too, where on those Black shows, I'm assuming they had Black writers, because the jokes that were in there, unless you were really a part of the community, those went over your head. And if you weren't Black watching some of those, like, there was something Fred said the other day because I'm rewatching Smart Guy, to Mo, that was such a cultural line. I was like, bro, white people watching this, are y'all getting this? Like, or is this like, are y'all just studio audience? Because I'm like it's, but just like stuff like that, they just don't make shows like that no more, man. They just do not. They don't.
You're rewatching it on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus. Smart Guy. Some funny shit, bro.
Do you know all the lyrics to the rap?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
DJ Henderson, super intelligent, a fine young gentleman.
10-year-old whiz kid, busting high school. Little shorty with 1,000 IQ.
Got away with the ladies and keeping it real.
Your favorite little study buddy.
He knows the drill. Yeah, bro.
I haven't seen that show in so long.
That was my shit. That sister, man. Go home, Roger. That was love.
Yeah, go home, Roger. Yeah, that was my shit. Yesterday me and KJ watched Fresh Prince because we went to the zoo, and then we came home, and he's like, I want to watch Spider-Man. I said, nah, we watching Black folks today. So we put on Fresh Prince, and he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that is my I think all time. It's in my top 5 for sure. And it's not
top five.
It's definitely Fresh Prince. I think is definitely my favorite. Different World. I love A Different World.
I love A Different World.
I just finished that on HBO Max, rewatching all of that. So yeah, all those shows.
I understand why it was like that, but I've always felt like sorry, I was looking up Idiotic's choices for Kitty Pryde real fast. But I always felt like A Different World was a little bit too preachy. Like it wasn't enough funny, too preachy. And I understand why. It was the first of its kind, a Black show about going to college for kids, right off the heels of Cosby Show. I get why it was so preachy. But it was like, God damn, can we focus on the funny a little bit more? Like,
that was definitely preachy. It was definitely preachy. Almost every episode. But I think one of the preachy episodes that I really do like is obviously gets shared around every Black History Month. It's the one where Dwayne is, having the jail. The jail episode.
Yeah.
Jail episode. And that same one, just like in the Fresh Prince, when Carlton Will got locked
He
up.
got pulled over for driving too slow.
Yes, and when Viv showed up, yeah, bruh, that's some good shit. Some good shit.
That was some good ones.
Good shit.
But Will Smith or Fresh Prince had more slapstick comedy, and
oh yeah,
you know what scene was epic? He was talking to Carlton about, did you have sex for the first time? But they were asking about, did you invest? Huh? And they're like, yeah, the package. I protected my package.
My ass.
And then that was when Ashley walked in the room, and they ran off. Will and Carlton ran up upstairs because they were just enjoying themselves. And Ashley heard the whole conversation. Hillary said, "What are these guys talking about? Oh, Carlton lost his virginity."
Yeah, like Ashley was on top of everything, man. She knew the news.
Yeah. Ashley's little boyfriend was studying Will, and they was studying. He said, "Can I blow in your ear?" And he said,
anti-idiotic. If I had to pick one out of the list you gave, I would say Chloe Grace. Probably have to do a little dye job on the hair if she's still a blonde.
I could see Chloe. Are we talking?
I'd say Chloe Grace.
Is she in that new movie though? Oh,
I'm assuming all these actors are Jewish. Anti-idiotic. Did you check that? Did you check her heritage? Is she Jewish? Or her name is Mortis. Hey, so yes, I would.
Hey, the rules are just got to be Jewish. There's no lineage and DNA tests. Those are illegal in Israel, sir.
I wouldn't be against Chloe
I
Grace.
wonder why.
I'm sure I know why. It's got to do with the truth of them not being native to the land. We're about to get Darius deplatformed. Sorry. Chloe Grace Moritz. Yeah, she was Hit Girl in Kick-Ass 1 and 2.
I would say out of the ones, he also said
for sure, Stamina. I agree.
Violent. What was that girl's name? Violent something.
Violet.
No, Violent. Or maybe I just misspelled.
Where is his? Where is that?
Yeah, scroll up a little bit. Oh, Violet Bean. Yeah, Violet Bean.
Wait, to play what? Sorry.
Kitty Pryde.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can definitely see Chloe Grace.
That's why I was leaning to. I could do Chloe Grace for sure.
Yeah, I think she's a phenomenal actress. For sure.
I don't know her.
Yeah, what was she in?
I didn't see much from her.
Rowan Bland. What has she done since Girl Meets World? Anything? No. Was Girl Meets World her last thing that she's done? Damn. No. This movie, Crush, whatever it is. That's the last thing she's done in 2020.
Did she star in it?
Yeah, it looks like it. It was a Hulu movie. Looks like she's on the cover, and it's a bunch of those run-of-the-mill regular teen actors. You got Tyler, what's his name? The girl from Love Victor. Yeah.
Ooh, what about old girl from Gen V that she can shrink and get bigger by throwing up?
Yeah.
Who?
The girl from Gen V.
The blind chick.
Girl from Gen V.
Yeah, she's the blonde girl from Gen. She her power is shrinking. She throws up to shrink.
Let's see.
Which I'm so curious what they're gonna do with the second season.
Lizzie Broadway. Could see her.
Can we talk about what they're gonna do with this second season since my homeboy's not gonna be there? May he rest in peace.
I just hope they don't focus on that for too long. I hope they don't belabor the whole season with that.
Well, I know I was reading somewhere that they already were shooting. They already did some shots with him.
He's gonna die in the show.
Yeah, sure. So I feel like they're gonna find a way for him to die in the show.
Yeah,
I just hope they don't pull Orion and they try to do the exact same way that he died in real life, because that would be mortifying.
So one of my guilty pleasures is I still watch network television during the week, and one of my favorite shows on Fox is Cleaning Lady, right? And they lost.
Oh, I heard that was really good.
It is pretty good. It's pretty good, but they lost one of their starring actors, one of the upper supporting actors. I think he was probably pegged to be the main protagonist, his love interest eventually. So they lost him in the middle of recording the third season. What they did was they made basically the whole third season about him getting kidnapped. It gave him an excuse to be away. and then in the midst of getting him back, he passes away. So then they could use the shots that they had left of him from a little speed chase or whatever, and that was kind of their thing. They were able to put him on a back burner for most of the season, bring him back right in the meat of it for his send-off for the death, and then they finished out the season without him. I don't think it's necessary, regardless of where you put it, even if his death happens later on in the season, for you to belabor it and keep reminding people that this guy is dead, that he died, like other creators.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, My Wife and Kids was a classic.
Excellent show.
Classic,
So
classic,
good.
classic. And the last thing I can say before we get out of here, because that's it. I wanted to know what everybody's thought about. Where are you?
Are you about to show what I think you're about to show?
Michael
What?
Jackson?
No, Ghost Rider.
No, because that's not until Marvel. I don't think that's
I was about
real.
to say, man, some of these scoopers just be saying stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Man.
think that's real. Season 5 will be announced later, revealed soon. But Jamie Kimmel Bauer says that this episode, he says, if you thought last season was nuts, this season's just out of control. Wild, like it's bonkers. It really is. I just finished this season. The all of them. I rewatched them all again. I work from home, so I'm in front of a TV all day. So I just rewatch series. And that last season, yeah. That last season was something, man. That last season was something.
Listen, in the words of Kaisen, I need it. Like, I need it. I needed it yesterday. I needed it last week. I needed it as the moment that I saw the ending of the last episode of season 4. I needed it right then and there. I'm so excited. I'm sad because I feel like a lot of people are about to fucking die. But
I've seen a lot of the behind the scenes photos. The most recent ones they were shooting had like several caskets.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are probably not going to make it out of this. And Vecna said he showed Nancy what he was going to do and what he was going to do. He's doing. So it's happening. He's doing.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
And I feel like Will is going to be a very big play in it. I feel like our homeboy's the puppet master and Will's going to be the puppet. And I think
we're okay with Will catching the fade, right, Chill?
I'm okay if Will dies.
I mean, I'm fine with Will catching a fade. I mean, it's sad.
This is the perfect season for Will to catch his fade.
Yeah.
You must be talking about Noah's character because all I know him is from that viral video. Yeah.
I think he can catch a fade in the first episode and everybody be happy.
It would be kind of sad though, but I mean, I'm very
sad,
excited.
but I don't know if
I'm very excited just to see the tranquility of the story because it started with Will and we know it's going to end with Will. So I'm very excited just to see how everything kind of comes in full circle. And I'm
really just ready for. I want to see.
Oh, I'm
Jamie,
ready. I'm ready for
destroy that Vecna role again.
Yeah, I will say though, if Eddie does not come back though, the Duffer Brothers will hear from me. They will hear.
Are we thinking Eddie's coming back?
Well, there's been rumors for a very long time that even the Duffer Brothers have like kind of semi-confirmed that he's dead, but he's definitely not gone. And a lot of fan theories are thinking that since he got attacked by the bats there, that he's going to be some form of like, not necessarily like a vampire, but something very close to a vampire.
So he'll probably only exist in the upside down.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna ever come back to like real world, but in the upside down, yes. So he's supposedly going to be back.
What song are they gonna make famous from that era? What?
I don't know.
What's gonna be the new one? Because last time around, remember when they made "Running Up That Hill"?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Kansas from Supernatural. Harry on my wayward son.
I'll take it. I'll take
Marcus
it because they took Journey too. That Journey song they took and made it Disneyland. Yeah, that was great. Great song.
Yes, they did. That was they did a little remix.
But this motherfucker did his. That was him in the. We all saw the behind the scenes stuff of him.
That was him.
Yeah, that's him.
That's
him. Talk about that fucking it's time, Max. That's him. That's just scary, bro.
You noticed on the last the last season they kind of broke it apart. Instead of giving you all at once, they kind of divided it to have right, Marcus? How sometimes there were there was a portion.
Nah, I've been waiting for almost 2 years. I need all episodes at once. You have me waiting this long?
We're not getting them all at once. That has come out already. This is going to be in 3 parts, and it's going to be
what's the difference between the word part and the word episode? Either way, you are dividing the whole.
I won't.
But we're not. The way that they're dividing it is not once per week. They're giving us 6, and then another.
They're doing it the way they did Ozark.
Another 6.
Like it's much closer to the binge model than it is to the weekly release. It really I understand it is somewhere in the middle, though.
It is somewhere in the middle. It has a nice little gray area.
Yes, but it's very satisfying to get 6 episodes worth. So what would that be? Like 2.5 hours?
Because
with 2.5 hours of Stranger Things.
Yeah, true. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I think you guys already know my point. Actually, I don't want to rehash it, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, you get your 2.5. You get your 2 hours of Stranger Things, but also after that 6 episodes, before that next 6 drops, or however many drop in that next part, it's all the conversation in between. Everybody's going to be like, "Oh shit, what's going to happen in this next part?"
Definitely going to think it's going to be way more than
Stranger Things. William Molot.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the news that we have tonight. Topics on everything. Somebody made this, got me with this. I thought this was a real trailer. I was about to say, when the fuck did Marla drop this? So that's the news tonight. I will be live with Q likely tomorrow night. So if you guys want to come by tomorrow night, we will be live discussing a few things. Marcus, where can they find you, and when are you live or are posting next?
Check us out, Back of the Bus Podcast on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We go live on YouTube every Sunday, somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Nice. Chill just posted a video today about Johnathan Majors. You can check that out. What else you got, Chill?
Yeah. And that video is doing numbers. Why? Because the only thing people care about me, the last couple of months ago when I gained all those followers, it was for covering Johnathan Majors. And so Chill's back. I'm gonna find another reason to talk about him this week. So look out for me.
I feel you, and you know what? I feel you on that because I'm doing the exact same thing with Michael Jackson right now. I'm gonna ride that train until that movie comes out. So So if you haven't seen that Michael video that's out right now, that's doing numbers. Please go check that out. Appreciate you guys. The Pantheon is the name of the channel here, or the channel, the segment here that we do.
You want to make our own channel for it, like just to put clips there?
I was thinking maybe we should do that. I'm not against that at all. Corey, obviously you can find Corey here. She's a part of this channel. So, but we appreciate everybody being here tonight, and we will talk with all of you guys in the next one. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you aren't subscribed to either of our channels, please subscribe and do so. You can follow us on Twitter if you're not doing that also. But as always, appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see all of you guys in the next one. Peace out.
BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy.